Paul asks a series of questions in Romans 10 that fall like dominoes. How can they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how can they believe if they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching? Welcome to the Sebcast, the home of the #1 network for your life. This is where we hear stories anew, look deeper, and discover together how Jesus works today. These are thoughtful questions, but they are also unsettling questions. Because Paul implies something we don't like to hear, sometimes nothing happens, not because people are unwilling, but because someone kept quiet. We live in a time when we think we are highly emotionally intelligent, attending ongoing courses in executive coaching. We read body language, we read silences, we read between the lines, or so we think. In reality, we often do something else, we just read ourselves. We think, I know what they're going to say. I know they're not open to it. I know they'll think it's weird. But what we're actually doing is projecting our own fears, insecurities, and experiences onto other people. And then we decide on their behalf. We answer for them. We say no on their behalf without them ever getting the chance to answer for themselves. It's ironic because none of us like it when people decide for us. If someone says, I didn't invite you because I knew you would say no, it doesn't feel respectful. It feels belittling even if they are right. Paul's logic in Romans 10 is simple. People cannot respond to an invitation that was never made. Silence is also a decision, and sometimes silence is the most permanent no of all. In the #1 network for your life, where we believe faith is formed where we live, work, and play, this is an uncomfortable but necessary truth. God's movement in people's lives often comes through ordinary people willing to take a risk. Not through perfect words, not through ideal timing, just through honest invitations. Many of us think we protect people by not inviting them. In reality, we defend ourselves, we avoid discomfort, we avoid possible rejection, and we call it wisdom. But Paul calls it a gap between hearing and believing. A gap between God's movement and our obedience. Inviting someone to a conversation, to church, to a community, or to come sit with me is not to put pressure on them. It's to take them seriously enough to let them choose for themselves. The invitation honors their humanity. The answer belongs to them, and the outcome, that belongs to God. So maybe the question isn't, what if they say no? Perhaps the real question is, what if they had said yes, but I never asked? And maybe, just maybe, faith is less about having the correct answers and more about stopping answering on behalf of others. I want to ask you to focus this year on one person or family whom you will invite a few times to join our church or return to our church. Come be that person whose name will forever be in others' faith stories and leave the rest to God to do. Until tomorrow, take care.